What's up, my loves? What's going on? Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be talking about Moldavite, the stone of transformation, changes, acceleration, why you should have this stone. If you didn't have any other crystal, any other stone, any other spiritual tool, this is one that you definitely have to get, especially if you're in a place where you're ready for some significant life changes and just ready for some big, amazing things to happen. So, Moldavite, what is it? Moldavite is a stone that was created from an asteroid hitting the earth in the Czech Republic millions of years ago. There's lots of detailed information out on the internet if you want to kind of research the history about it, but this stone literally comes to earth with the cosmic energy, and it has been chipped away at over the years. It is very precious. It is fairly costly because this particular stone, because of how old it is and how it was created, and the significant powers that comes with it, unlike any other crystal. We all know stones are powerful, but this one is the whammy, okay? This one, I would say, is one of, if not the highest vibrational stone out there. Some may disagree, but from my own personal experience and those that I know who have worked with it would all say, out of all the stones that we've worked with over the years, this one has proven, or at least has shown up to create the most effects in one's life, okay? Moldavite, some things that I notice when I've done research, or I've seen other influencers talk about what has happened to them, is there are a few things that Moldavite is able to do that I don't necessarily ever hear anyone mention, and I think this is some good valid points to bring up, especially if these are things in your life that you're looking to change or create. So Moldavite, most importantly, is it helps you push past your boundaries and your limitations. It will push you out of your comfort zone. And if you're a person that may lack confidence, or may be a little afraid or frightened to try new things, or feeling like you're stuck and not quite sure how to push past those limiting beliefs or stagnant or limiting habits that are preventing you from excelling in your life and having the things that you want, or having the life that you want, Moldavite will definitely, hands down, without a question of a doubt, do that for you. It may not, however, be the most pleasant experience or the smooth ride and transition, but it will happen. And for some people, it is important, in order for you to really get to where you want to be, you're going to have to shed some old things. It may be a little uncomfortable for a while, but the benefits in the end will definitely be worth it. Something else Moldavite is very good for is if you are on your spiritual journey and you are trying to connect with your angels, with your ancestors, with your spirit guides, especially with anyone who has transitioned, especially this time of the year, now that the veil is very thin and we are approaching Halloween, Samhain, the Day of the Dead. This is the best time to connect with those who have crossed over. So if you have an ancestor altar set up, you can place a piece of Moldavite on your altar. You can put a piece under your pillow and set the intention that maybe you have a loved one that's crossed over that you'd like to communicate with, or be able to have them come through to this side and communicate with you. You can hold it in your hand during meditation. There's many, many ways that you can work with Moldavite. Placing it under your pillow is probably the strongest and easiest way, because when the mind is at rest and the subconscious is clear and not being distracted by all of the chaos and noise that goes on during the day, and just when we're awake, then you can download and receive messages a lot easier. So if you're trying to figure out, how do I do something, what's my next step, where do I go, and you really need those answers to come to you, placing a piece of Moldavite under your pillow would be an ideal way of channeling that information through your higher self, or through those that watch over you and that are guiding you during your journey. Another great thing about Moldavite, which it kind of goes unsaid, is the acceleration in your spiritual growth. That's just what it does. It causes you to want to dive deeper into your spirituality, to really go within and pull out your own magic to create things. It will open up your mind. It will open up your third eye, your chakra, your consciousness to things that maybe you didn't understand before, or it will also bring to you the guidance that you need if you're on a spiritual journey, especially if you're a beginner. Or really with Moldavite, it doesn't matter where you are on your spiritual journey, because there's always growth to be had, right? You will get the tools, gain the necessary tools for that evolvement. So Moldavite does it, and it does it fairly quickly, at least in my opinion. And go on YouTube, watch the videos of people that talk about what happened to their life after they acquired a piece of Moldavite. Another thing Moldavite is very good for is stability, good fortune, financial stability, and fertility. And I've not heard anyone touch on or mention how Moldavite is good for fertility. Now, keep in mind, fertility does not necessarily mean pregnancy and bringing in another life to the world, but the birth of ideas, maybe giving birth to a better version of yourself, okay, if that makes sense. Growing in ways that you don't feel like you were able to grow before. Creative ideas, giving birth to a thought. You know, maybe you want to start a new business. Maybe you want to write a book. I mean, the list could go on and on. So fertility for growth is another thing that this stone can help transform in your life. Now, something I will say and caution you with Moldavite is, in order for those changes to happen, like I said, it may not be this smooth kind of walk in the park. Sometimes things around us have to just fall apart. And I say that in every sense of the word. Now, for some of you may be like, oh, well, that's scary. I don't want my life to fall apart. Understandably. But not fall apart in necessarily a negative sense, but falling apart where you may have to get a new job. You may have to relocate. You may lose some friends or some people around you that just weren't good for you. You may have to change your diet. There may be a lot of really big changes that sort of happen. There may be sequence of events that occur that create these changes, whether you do them yourself or if they're done for you. But it's necessary in order to make the changes that you want, because if you think about it, whatever you've been doing has got you to where you are. And if where you are is feeling stuck and not where you want to be, but you keep doing what you've been doing, then you're not doing anything to change. And sometimes people don't know how. And sometimes people are too scared. Moldavite will push you. It's like that bulldozer that's coming through, and it's like, listen, ready or not, I'm coming. And you gonna get plowed over, but that may be a terrible analogy, but no, really, you may feel like you've been plowed over, so you can rebuild. And when you end up rebuilding, you're going to have the tools, you're going to have the know-how, and you're going to rebuild something that's 100 times better than what you think you lost, or what you gave up, or what was maybe stripped away and taken from you. And sometimes that just has to happen. I just realized, this actually just dawned on me within the past couple of days, that my first piece of Moldavite I acquired when I was 28, about 28 years old. And it came to me, and I feel like Moldavite is one of those things that it comes to you when you're ready. You may not know that you're ready, but if you come across a piece of Moldavite, if someone tells you you need it, or if you're watching this video, then that tells you, or your higher self is trying to tell you that you're ready to work with it. But Moldavite came into my life, and I've told you guys this story a million times about how I turned 29 and I quit my high-paying Beverly Hills job with a very prestigious medical group of 10 years. Literally quit, like walked into the doctor, my boss's office one day, and was like, I quit. And it was a Tuesday, and I said my last day is going to be Friday. And a week and a half after that, I was on the road driving to South Florida with nowhere to live and not quite sure what I was going to do when I got there, but I went anyway. And as a result of that, that's how One Ritual Away, that's how this YouTube channel, Mystic at the Crossroads, was born, fertility. And that all happened after I acquired my piece of Moldavite. Now, why at 34 I did not kind of link the two together, I don't know, but it just dawned on me because recently I have come to a place where I've been craving Moldavite. Something's like, you need it. And I got a new piece of Moldavite back in June. And since then, things have just been changing. A lot of things have been changing in my life. A lot of powerful, amazing changes internally, mentally, emotionally, and a few other things that we'll talk about in other videos. But my point is, that was a necessary shed that needed to happen. I was always already spiritual. I was already burning candles. I was already practicing magic, something that I've always done. But I didn't own my own business. You know, I didn't have a YouTube channel. Didn't really think about ever starting a YouTube channel. And had I not made that transition, there's a chance that I would possibly still be working at that same job, or maybe in a job similar to it, you know. And I loved the medical field, but at the end of the day, it was a hourly paid job, and it did not afford me the freedom and flexibility in my lifestyle that I have now. So Moldavite did that, and it did some more things, and it's continuing to do some things. So I'm going to show you guys, I have some Moldavite items here, and just share with you how to work with them and where you can get them. Because the one thing about Moldavite, because it's so sought after and because it's so expensive, there are people unfortunately out there making fakes, making replicas. So you want to make sure that you're getting a genuine, authentic piece of Moldavite, because it doesn't seem like it's a hard stone to kind of duplicate. There's some videos on here that I've seen on YouTube. You can watch how to tell the difference between fake Moldavite and real Moldavite, but I'm gonna give you a couple of resources of where you can order them. And this video is not sponsored, just I don't put that out there. I am not in any way affiliated, but these are just places that I know you can get some genuine Moldavite, because if you're gonna spend your money, you wanna make sure that you're getting the real thing. I have around my neck, you guys can't see it, but it's in a cage. I have 2 pieces of Moldavite. One is about the size of a quarter, and it was about 4 grams. And the other piece in here was about 2 grams. And Moldavite is sold by weight. And again, it can be very costly. And to just give you an example, since I can't really pull these out, I paid $80. Actually, no. Did I pay $80? I can't remember, but it was somewhere around there. It was between $80 and $90 for sure for my 4 gram piece of Moldavite. This piece, you guys hopefully you can see it. Sorry about the light, you guys. You can see it. Now this piece is smaller than the circumference of a dime. Okay. And it looks like a piece of glass. That's why people are making fakes. So you want to make sure that you are getting the real thing. But I'll show you. I left the tag on here and everything. 1.72 grams. This was $26 for this teeny tiny little piece. The good thing about Moldavite is it just takes a little piece to work. You don't have to buy a huge chunky piece. I personally have had very small pieces, and I got to a place where I said, I want to see what would happen if I were to get a bigger piece of Moldavite. And I'll tell you, immediately when I put it on, you can feel the energy. Sometimes when I first got it, it kind of felt a little heavy. Some people will say they can feel it tingling. It does create a bit of a lightheadedness. I always feel a little like woozy in the clouds. Being a Pisces, I'm naturally a daydreamer anyway. I'm already like I'm cooking, but my brain is elsewhere. So that just sort of amplified that a little bit, but it started to settle in after a couple of days. So you can start off with a very small piece, and that would be good enough. If you dare and want to go for a bigger piece, hey, go for it. Now, here's some things that I started working with, which have just amplified my magic. So you can work with the stone, but if you really want to kind of take your magic to a little bit of a different level, or if right now, you know, it's just not, it's like, okay, that's just not an investment I'm willing to make or I'm able to make, you can still utilize the energy of Moldavite. That would be a little bit more cost effective. So the first way is Moldavite oil. And Moldavite oil, it actually comes with a very small piece of Moldavite down inside of the bottle. So once you're done with the oil, you can keep the piece of Moldavite. The oil is great to use to anoint your candles. You can anoint yourself, so put some on your pulse points before you go out the door after you take a shower. You can rub this on your mojo bags, rub it, mix it in with your money oil, rub it on your cash, rub it on your debit cards. Moldavite will amplify the energy of things. So I put a little drop now. Once I dress my spiritual candles, I'll add a little drop of Moldavite oil on top of that. Bless your spiritual tools, your altar tools. I mean, you can bathe in it. There's so many different ways to work with it. So Moldavite oil, this is, how much did I pay for this? This is either $10 or $12 on the website, and I will link the website down below where you get it. I've started to work with the Moldavite soap, and the person that makes these, I don't remember these being available, so this may be rather new. When I got my first piece of Moldavite years ago, the only thing that was available was the stone and the oil and the incense. So now there is Moldavite soap, and it says on here, it's all natural, by the way. Soothing blend of natural oils, glycerin base, alfalfa powder, and real Moldavite. So the soap is made with Moldavite in it. It doesn't have a actual stone that I can see. If it is, it's very tiny. I don't know how they make it, but they say it's in here, it's in here. So Moldavite soap, another way of just infusing your energy with that power. That's really the only word I can describe it as. The next thing is the Moldavite bath salts. So if you were going to take a spiritual bath and you were like, I want to amp up my spiritual bath, or I want to make this a little bit stronger, they have the bath salts. I can't really smell it. It smells kind of earthy. But let's see, what does it say on here? Yeah, so it says the same thing, all natural oils, glycerin based, real Moldavite. Again, I don't know if there's Moldavite down in here, or maybe he puts a piece of Moldavite and charges it when he makes it. I have no idea, but I'm really excited to take a bath in this and see what happens. And the last thing that I have here is Moldavite incense. So perhaps in your meditation or your cleansing, or when you're preparing your candles or sitting at your altar, or before you go to bed, you can light some Moldavite incense. This has, it's almost difficult to describe the scent. It doesn't smell like anything I've ever smelled before. It has a sweet and earthy type of aroma, but it's subtle. It's not too pungent. It's not strong, like, you know how sandalwood and patchouli will just hit you like boom, or how like oud will just boom. It's not like that, but it's like that's sweet, that's earthy, it's smooth, it's subtle. What is that? But it's beautiful. I'll tell you, it's definitely beautiful. It's almost hypnotizing. I've noticed that when I burn Moldavite incense, it just relaxes me. It brings me down. And when I've been sitting dressing candles or praying over them and smelling this, I almost get, it's like it calms me down, but also gives me almost a head high at the same time. Again, it's a little difficult to explain. It's something you'll have to experience for yourself, but you should definitely get it. I'll tell you, if I was on a budget and I was like, okay, I really need to pick one or two things for me to work with, I would go for the stone for sure, and I would either get the incense or the oil. The other two products are great to bathe in them. Let your intuition lead you, but this would kind of be where I would start at. But you can't go wrong with any of them, to be completely honest. You really can't go wrong. If you're like, hey, let me start bathing in Moldavite soap and see what happens, you cannot go wrong. Anything that you use is going to create those changes and transformations that you want. Okay, so where do you get this? This is created by the Moldavite Man, and I believe the website is themoldaviteman.com. I got this from a bookstore here in LA called Alexanderia 2, like the Roman numerals 2. They do have a website. You can call and place an order. Perfectly fine, very friendly staff. And those are, so the Moldavite Man stocks his products at Alexanderia 2 bookstore. So either one. I have seen the Moldavite Man's products on Amazon. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are reputable and that do sell Moldavite. I just don't know who they are, the vendors, because I've never purchased from them. You can do your own research, do your own homework. One key factor to know whether or not your Moldavite is going to be genuine is the price. I've gone on Etsy and I've seen people selling pieces of Moldavite for like $5, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. I've never seen anybody sell Moldavite at that price. So either they're getting them super cheap or they're not real. I don't really know, but I can vouch for this is legit. So I would say go on the website from the person who gets it and buy it directly from him. Again, this video is not sponsored. Moldavite man, if you happen to see this video and you want to gift me a piece of Moldavite, I'm just saying, hey, closed mouths don't get fed, right? But this has been my favorite stone to work with by far. I'm almost a little bit addicted to it, and because it's so expensive, I don't buy it very often. But the next time I've got some extra ducats where I can get me a nice little chunky piece of Moldavite, I'm gonna get one. Oh, I get excited just thinking about it. Anyway, all right, my loves, that is it for this video. I wanted to bring this to you and share this with you. My spirit felt led to it, and I'm just really overjoyed in the changes that I've seen in myself and my friends. Oh, back up, pause. One other place to get it from. Actually, I was going to include it in my next video, but I'll tell you now. Go on the website, Buddha Power. Yeah, BuddhaPower.com. They also carry Moldavite. They carry large pieces of Moldavite right now for $40. I believe that may be a sale. I don't know how long they're going to have them. I almost forgot about that place. But if you want a nice, good, chunky size piece, you can get it from them also. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so glad I remembered that. So that's a way to save you a little bit of money. And yes, their Moldavite is legitimate. And I've got some recent bracelets from them, my prosperity, black onyx prosperity bracelets. I will do another video on that if you guys are interested in how these wealth abundance bracelets have been working as well. And yeah, so that's about it for this video. I love you guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share it with someone that you love. Be sure to leave a comment. Have you used Moldavite before? If so, what was your experience? Have you dealt with Moldavite leaving you? Have you seen any significant changes? Leave it all down there. I love going through you guys' comments. If you have any questions, I'm gonna get ready and do a Q&A video pretty soon. That'll probably be this week. So I will let you guys know, but if you have questions about Moldavite, leave it down there, and I'm gonna start taking questions out of the comment sections of each one of my videos and just do like one long Q&A. So I'll let you guys know about that one in a few days. I love you. Virtual hug. Stay safe. Peace and blessings and abundance, everyone. And you can find me on my website at oneritualaway.com. Bye.